SMT Nation, we are back. Nation, you guys remember Charter, Spectrum, when they said they were going to be deploying a wireless network? They were going to be using CBRS to bolster their wireless connections for their customers, not having to rely as much on Verizon for gigs of usage for their customers. When is that going to happen? Well, we've got some explanation from their CEO. Link for the placeholder article that's going to kind of inspire this video. Provide that from Dan Mayer, and this is from sdxcentral.com. Link is in the description. Ways to support us can be found there as well. Please do like and share this video. Subscribe if you're new here, and turn on the bell notifications icon to never miss an upload from the SMT. All right, at the Goldman Sachs Communicopia and Technology Conference, the CEO of Charter, Chris Winfrey, was speaking about mobile network building. Specifically, he was talking about CBRS frequencies, which they hold licenses for what are known as private access licenses. They bought those at the auction, I think back in 2018 or 17, I forget. It's been a while. It's been almost a decade. But they still haven't really built it. They do have some CBRS built out in Charlotte, North Carolina. But since that deployment, I don't know if they've increased the reach of it and deepened the build, and they definitely have not really done much outside of Charlotte. They have said in public statements that they are working in some unnamed markets to also deploy, but there's so much to unpack here. So first of all, his quote, "We will fully deploy CBRS everywhere that we've purchased that spectrum." All right, so let's unpack that. Number one, he's saying they're going to build it everywhere. So where they have the licenses, they're going to be building it. The problem with this statement, and this is item number two, there's no time frame. They want it ambiguous like that. And the reason is because that keeps a timeline away from people, putting pressure on them. Why haven't you built by a certain date or time frame? Charter's having a hard time, right? They're trying to focus on upgrading their outdated network in places where they haven't gotten there yet. Tons of network spending there. They're losing customers, right? They're not growing in the residential fiber game or the coax game. So this continues to be a point of contention. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think they're in a hurry to deploy. I think they're also satisfied with a couple of other conditions. The first being that they claim 87% of the wireless traffic on Spectrum Mobile is over their Wi-Fi hotspots. So that would mean that they're in no rush to build when most of the time people are on those connections. Now, the reason why I don't believe that is because they should have sold the CBRS spectrum if that was the case, right? But it makes sense for them to still build it, and there's a reason why they bought it and those types of things. But don't rule that out in the future that they might sell it to a company like Verizon. Just saying, that could become something in the future. I think also additionally, the fact that they've said that they're in no rush to build it, it's simply because of their money situation, right? They have a lot of debt. They're trying to upgrade their network. They're just basically hedging, right? So do not expect them to all of a sudden come to your market and start building CBRS. To keep the expectations very, very low. Keep them very humble. When it happens, if it happens, it'll be icing on the cake, but I wouldn't expect it to. They say they're happy with the rates they get from Verizon. They say most of the usage is off of their hotspots and whatnot, but that's kind of the update we have from them. I say pump the brakes on CBRS and Charter and Spectrum and their wireless network build. But tell me what you guys think. Do you expect it sooner or later? Sound off in the comment section below. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.